Okay, welcome to those of you listening on the archive version, and possibly for those who are listening live, you might be able to hear me by now. If so, give me a shout out. Let me know how it's going before I need to mute my stream so there's not an overlap there. All right, hello. It is Monday. It is June 20th. Lovely day. Hopefully it's a lovely day in your part of the world as well. And I'm going to stream some Blitz chess on ICC. I have a evening where I'm kind of free, so I'm going to be streaming for, 45 minutes or so. We'll see. Hello to all of those in the chat. Baggy Pants Man, PJ, Jason, Anton, Soccer, Jason again, Syntech. All right, good. Audio's working. Love it, love it. Team Scandinavian in the house, that's right. Already got some fire emojis working. I'm used to streaming on ICC, so that's why I haven't streamed much on Lichess. And also, I usually play the tournaments on Lichess, which I don't feel is so conducive for streaming. It's kind of fun if there's a special occasion, but it's easier. Like, Blitz is the perfect time control to kind of play a game, switch back to the chat, and be able to keep up with what's going on, what you guys say, the crazy stuff that you guys say on the regular. But if I'm playing a Lichess tournament, it's just looking at the tournament. There's no downtime, so I feel like for streaming, it's not as good. All right. Thank you, Fidel. Glad to know that. And I hope everyone's having a good Monday. I put in the title Case of the Mondays in honor of the classic movie, absolutely classic. If you haven't seen it, stop this stream right now and go watch it. Office Space. That's the movie. Office Space. I think you guys can attest if you've seen that movie. There's plenty of quotable stuff in it, including stuff about Mondays. Yes, Daniel, I did watch Game 7 last night. That was a heck of a game. Best NBA Finals I've ever seen. And I'm happy for LeBron, I gotta say. I'm happy for LeBron and the city of Cleveland. I do think Golden State was the better team, but for whatever reasons, they didn't show it in the playoffs. Losing when they were up 3-1 is unheard of. I think it's the only time it's ever been done. And despite all the haters, what everyone says about LeBron, you got to admire the guy. I mean, he had so much pressure on him, and he willed that team to victory, quite literally. I thought it was kind of ridiculous in the few minutes at the end of the game where the Cavs and the Warriors were just trading possessions. They were just bricking shots, and no one was scoring. I think it was knotted at like 89-89. And they were just giving the ball to LeBron. It was very obvious what the Cavs were doing. And then it was Kyrie Irving who made a three and allowed the Cavs to pull away, ultimately. Who played incredible, by the way. I think Kyrie's a bit understated as a player. I think people underestimate him. And he played incredible in the series as well. I have been keeping an eye on the Grand Chess Tour, not as much as I would like. There's been so many rounds and so much coverage in such a short period of time. I almost feel overwhelmed by the Grand Chess Tour right now. So I'm going to go back and look at the games when I have some time, but I have not been following much of the live coverage. No way, not a LeBron hater. All right, let's get a game going right away. I'm going to play some 3-minute. Let's jump right in the pool. Yeah, that block he had on Andre Iguodala was insane. He had a lot of good blocks in the series, especially on Steph Curry, which he let Steph know about that. But the block on Iguodala was... he skied so high, and it was just a forceful block. Hey, Kevin. Good to see you in there. From Colorado. Did you catch Anand's great game? No, I don't know which game you're referring to. That's right, I do not stream on Twitch. I have a Twitch account, but I would not bother following me over there because I don't stream on there. I'm considering at some stage to stream a little on Twitch. Hey John, why don't you play Jerry in Bullet Games from Chess Network? We do have some games if you search my channel. Between Jerry and I. Alvar Alonso. Okay. Let's play a Sicilian to start. We'll hold the Team Scandi Joy in reserve for a while. Okay. Now we'll play a mainline con. Let's play bishop c5. I think this line is considered suspicious these days, but I don't know exactly why, so I think it's good enough to play in a 3-minute game. So white is playing queen g4 to try to induce a weakening of my kingside with this g6 move. So I am going to attempt to wait a while before committing this knight. Like, now I think would be a good time to do this. Yeah, and he's sending the knight up to terrorize the b6 pawn, maybe. Playing very quick, Mr. Alonso, but I've got a good setup. I don't mind my position right now. Okay, I'd like to trap this bishop, but I don't think that's going to happen. So let's just play queen c7, play some normal moves. e5, perhaps. e5, if I take, he takes. He can open the f-file. Yeah, he's going to do it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to play knight d5 and let him take on d6. I'm going to lose my dark square bishop, but I feel the position is safe enough. Ooh, unless he has f5 at the end with his queen and his rook lined up against my rook. I know there's a lot of congestion down the e-file, but yeah, okay, this might turn out poorly for me. We'll find out. Knight takes e5. Ugh, I think I have to play it. I am going to do it. I'm scared. Don't hurt me, Alvaro Alonso. I've got a nice rating. Let me keep it for a while. No, Kevin, I won't be beating up on any of you viewers today, unless you get in the 3-minute pool. I'm sorry to say. This is going to be a quickie stream. For real this time. I actually have somewhere to go. Somewhere to be after this. Okay, so my pawn structure is a mess. He's threatening to take on g6. He's threatening to take on e6. I probably have to play bishop c5 check to slow him down. But, it's looking nasty. Okay, I'm going to do it. Looks forced. So knight takes, queen takes, king h1. And then I'll have to reckon with a sacrifice here. No, he says I don't even want your stinking bishop. Well, at least here I can play knight f4 and I'll be threatening to take on g2. Granted, he can eliminate that. But I think I need to get my light square bishop working. Moreover, I have to defend against the threats on g6 in particular. So let's do this move. Oh, remind me, I have to introduce you guys to my new pets after this game. So remind me to do that. I'll give you a hint. I picked them up at IKEA last night. I went to IKEA yesterday to get some stuff for my house. And I came home with a couple new pets. Okay, Alvar, what's it going to be? My structure is very shaky still, but I can sense he doesn't want to part with his dark square bishop. Yeah, he's going to come crashing down on g6, it seems. Let's find out if that works for him or not. Okay, I think I have to take with the pawn. Yeah, I think I have to do this. I'd like to take with the queen instead, but pawn looks forced. Okay, so now if take, queen takes, king h8. What is his big idea? Just bishop g5? Is that what he's planning? I don't think he can lift the rook anywhere truly dangerous. So it's bishop g5, but then I have rook f8 I can cover. Okay, regardless, I think I have to take this, so I'm going to do it. Let's see what the big idea is here. He needs one more ingredient to his attack. Yeah, and he plays that. Okay, there's also bishop takes g2, but I quickly run out of checks if I do that. I think I have to play rook f8. I guess there's rook takes e6 then, but again, what am I to do? I don't really see a good solution to my troubles here. Okay, let's do this. He can check here. And then he can play rook g6. Okay, so I'm going to be in trouble here, I think. If bishop h6, do I have f3? It's a crazy move, but it might work. There's some back rank stuff he's got to be worried about. Okay, I'm going to try it. This doesn't really work at all. Yeah, he can just do that. He can just do that. F2. Okay, let's try it. Go little f-pawn. He's got 20-some seconds left. Okay, take, of course. So now we're losing. No doubt about it. Let's just hold the bishop for now. Ooh, go there. Okay, we're threatening the G2 pawn at least. I can't even take it, though. That's annoying. Let's do this. Okay, let's go over here. Yeah, he's playing good moves now. Okay, let's do that. Again, playing good moves. Let's give a check there. Oh, and I got him on time. Okay. Get out the Scandi Swindler remarks in the chat, because that was a swindle. I was getting attacked the whole game. He played a very nice attack. I think it was well calculated. That is, if this combination works. So right back here, when he played bishop to g5, he's threatening bishop f6. I think it works, because that's a deadly threat if he gets to land it. So I feel like I have to play rook f8 at this instance, at this moment. Maybe rook e7, but rook e7, bishop f6, rook g7, something about that seems bad. But in a sharp position, you have to consider all your options. So I played rook f8, then he takes here. So he's threatening queen h5. That's the big threat. Queen h5, and if I block queen h7, then rook h6. Maybe I could have done something as far as the back rank right here, though. I mean, I probably don't have time. Just for the interest of time, I'm going to turn on the engine. The engine says it's a draw, because of course it does. Typical engine stuff. But in time pressure for both sides, it's highly unlikely that both players are going to play this correctly. And I think it's much easier to be the attacking player in such a circumstance. Sometimes it's easier to be the defending player, but when his threats are this clear and the defense is probably convoluted, yeah, f3 right here, I would rather be white with the attack. Yeah, now I survived by the skin of my teeth. This was kind of funny, f2. Allowing him to check on h8. I'm not even recapturing the bishop, but this was our Hail Mary threat. Yeah, and somehow managed to flag. Okay, Sean says, hello Sean to you, by the way. Show us the cat castle you bought at IKEA. No, okay, so these are my new pets. They're going right in my office. This is aloe, which is a really good houseplant. I can recommend it. I have some downstairs as well. It's very hardy, and it doesn't require a lot of watering, because if you're like me and you forget to water your plants, they might just die on you unexpectedly, and aloe is extremely hardy. Like, I've forgotten to water it for like a month, and it's fine. It's no big deal. And the other one is this guy right here, or girl. Could be a girl as well. I don't know what it is. You know how IKEA is a Swedish company, Swedish store? It says Papajaja, Papaja. That's the name of this particular plant. In the store, it probably said exactly what it is. But I got some papaya. So those are my my new pets. My low-maintenance pets. I'll even let you guys name them if you want. In the comments to this video, you can pick out the best name, and I will name aloe vera and papaya for you guys. They will no longer be known as aloe vera and papaya. They will become whatever you guys vote on. You can use the little upvote thing if you like someone's suggestion. Like if you want to name it Team Scandi, you can do that. Yeah, the other good thing is if you get a sunburn, I mean, it's the summertime, someone might get burned. You can just break off one of these guys, right? You can just, I don't suggest that you mutilate your pets, but you can break off one of the branches, if you will, and you can rub it on you. It's aloe vera. I haven't tried that yet, but I might at some point. That was one of the most forever alone things I think I've ever described, right? Like talking about naming my houseplants. Pure cheese, what are you talking about? I'm talking to you right now. Thanks for tuning in, Sean. Anatoly and Vladimir. I like that. Name them after chess players. Okay, let's get back in here. 3-minute game again. Hey, Sion. Glad to hear that. Planty McPlantface. That's a good one. Planty McPlantface. And for those of you who didn't catch the reference there, there's a research vessel by, I think, the British government. Is that right? They were naming a research vessel, and they decided to open it up to the public, and they let everyone vote on it, which is a really bad idea in general. I don't think you should let people vote on stuff on the internet very often, because we know what happens when you do that. But the top vote-getting name was Bodie McBoatface. And there was this debate for a while over whether the British government would name this multi-million-dollar research vessel Bodie McBoatface. And I think they decided recently, like a few weeks ago maybe, that they weren't going to do it. I think they named one of the life rafts Bodie McBoatface. So they kind of compromised. They kind of weaseled their way out of it. But if you guys like Planty McPlantface, I will do that. Okay, Leon 28 is the next opponent. Someone keeps telling me to play the Scotch Gambit, so I feel like I should. So if knight c6, I'm going to play d4. And then if they take, I will play bishop c4, the Scotch Gambit. There's two good responses for black. Yeah, this one and also bishop c5. There's some theory here. Knight takes e4, rook e1, and then d5, bishop takes d5, queen takes d5, and then this nifty knight c3 move. As far as I remember, this is not supposed to give anything to white, but it's kind of fun. I can see why people like this stuff. Okay, how do I play this? Do I take? Yeah, I guess I'll take. And then bishop e7, I guess I'll play here. Trying to exploit the pin. Oh, no. He can just take on c3. This is why I shouldn't play gambits. Yeah, he can just do that. Oh, man. This is bad. Okay, do I have any compensation whatsoever? Queen takes d8. He can take with his king, unfortunately for me. And I have nothing there. Nothing at all. Okay, I've got something, but it's not enough. Oh, man. I feel like I have to trade queens, though. Because otherwise he's just going to play bishop e6. And I'm probably dead. So, okay, do I give a check here? Yeah, probably check. Just to try to force his king into the line of fire. Yeah, he's sitting so pretty here, though. All right, let's just take this guy. This is a disaster. Maybe I can win this pawn. I have exactly one pawn for the piece. That was over before it began. Oh, man. I'm also down on time. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty easy cleanup job for my opponent. Okay, I'm going to resign this game. This is pointless to continue that. So I just completely missed that after bishop g5, he can simply take my knight. Because on the previous move, he can't. Or, not previous move, but right here when I played knight c3, he can't do that. If d takes c3, queen takes d5. And he loses the queen for nothing. So, yeah, I only know about, in this position, queen h5. Queen d8 is probably a legitimate move. Let's just enlighten ourselves a little bit. So whoever suggested the Scotch Gambit on my last stream and was very adamant about it, there you go. And thank you for making me lose a 3-minute game. Just kidding. That was my fault completely. So white has to play knight takes d4 here, but it's no advantage. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. All right, well. Yeah, I think I do need to watch that video, Anton. I think that's one of the quickest games I've ever lost. Or if not lost, been in a lost position. Completely lost on move 10 as white. That's awful. Okay, I need to get back in there right away to erase this from my memory as soon as possible. That's very important to do. You have to try to extract some message from your games, but you also have to have a short memory, particularly in a tournament. Like, say you're playing a tournament of any reasonable length, like, I don't know, 5 to 9 rounds, somewhere in that range, which is common for tournaments. You have to, like, extract some lessons, some good stuff from your games, but you have to try to treat your other games as if the results of the previous games did not even happen. You gotta have a short memory. Important skill in chess. If I can win a couple more games, I might take some opening requests. That was not promising. Hello, Charles and Kazi. Good to see both of you. I'm in the pool waiting to be paired. Okay, cap the wall. Another Grandmaster. So we got all title players so far. Let's play b6. This is a fun line. Always a fun one. So e6 trying to go bishop b4. Incidentally, this is similar to a setup that one of my opponents beat me with in a climbing the rating ladder video recently. So we'll try to do better. Okay, e5. I was thinking knight g4 against this move, and I'm still thinking that. This is kind of interesting. So if I take here, they take b7. That's probably not good. Knight c6 looks incorrect. I think I should take and maybe play f5. Let's do that. So try to batter this knight around. And now we'll recapture this way. Okay, this position's fine. I mean, he'll probably play d4 and occupy the center. But no biggie, right? Let's play knight c6, unless that invites d5. I'm still going to play it. d5 I think I can just take. Should be all right. We have a Dutch-looking position, open f-file for black. I think about a3 if I were white. Okay, this is intriguing. Trying to trap this bishop. I think I got to take. And then play bishop a5, most likely. Any sort of tricks? Nah, got to play bishop a5. So they're not threatening b4 yet, but they will be in a matter of moves. Also, the d7 pawn is hanging to complicate things for me. What to do? My bishop is looking stuck right here. This is bad. And then also, he might just grab this pawn completely. So knight e5. I'm going to try it. Got to try something quick. Not liking it at all. But after knight takes e5, queen takes e5, at least he can't play b4 because he would lose his rook there. But d7 remains hanging. He could probably just go ahead and take that. I might play something wacky like bishop e1 in that case. That's so bad after bishop e3, though. Yeah, I'm pretty sure taking and then queen takes d7 is quite good for my opponent. Let's see if he does that. Maybe rook d8, but then queen b5. Looks like a strong counter. Okay, queen takes d7, rook d8, queen b5. I at least can play bishop d2 there, and I have some activity on the second rank. And he is thinking now. Queen a4. Nope, he's going to do this, okay. So c6. c6, queen takes d7, and then what? Probably bishop c7. They can also play some queen move to attack the rook. But that looks too easy for him to defend. Ah, queen takes c5, queen takes here, queen f5. Or sorry, queen takes c5, b4, queen f5. I can do that. Okay, let's do this. Playing with fire, but I might not get burned. In fact, I think I should be okay. Yeah, he's just letting my bishop survive. Remarkable. Okay, let's play rook f7. Or d6. Probably rook f7 is better. Let's do that. Gotta watch my time now. So bishop's coming to b6. Let's do this for the time being. Kind of sketchy pawn structure right here, but whatever. At least I didn't lose my bishop. Attack b2. He's going to play the rook over, yep. So I've got a bunch of pawns on light squares. Let's take this when he captures. Still down on time, but I can do a lot with 30 seconds. I'm confident in myself. I think he wants to take with a pawn when he does take. Okay, so let's invade. I'd really like to get at this guy. Okay, I'm just going to trade in the interest of time. And then bring my king to the center. King f7, king e7. And probably eventually go after... well, now it depends. Now it could be different. Okay, let's bring the king up after this. Bring the king over and then go attack this pawn, basically. That's the plan. But not win it yet. I don't think I'm going to get mated. Okay, and we went on time. Well, he didn't play the fastest at the end, but given the position I had out of the opening, I'm happy to win on time. I will take that. So where could he have crushed me? This is a good idea. If you play this type of setup, so this kind of Dutch Nimzo-Indian setup, pawns on e6, b6, you do have to be cautious about having a bishop out on b4. In the Nimzo-Indian, this happens quite frequently. So when he played c5, that was an instructive way to try to ensnare that piece. He's trying to circle it, basically. And after I take, then a3, I have to play bishop a5 here, and he's one move away, basically two moves because his rook is undefended, one move away from trapping my dark square bishop. And given the fact that in order to create a flight square for the bishop to c7, I'd have to move the knight, then move this pawn, this is not a great circumstance. So I'm basically relying on smoke and mirrors to stop him from playing b4 in the short term, but I'm quite confident that he must have been significantly better, if not winning here. It's actually not as bad as I thought. I was expecting it to be plus 1.5 or something. So I did find the best move, knight e5. Yeah, rook b1, and he overlooked the fact that he can't play b4 here. Because if he does, b4, queen f5, I'm on the rook. He doesn't have time to win my bishop. So you probably should have played, yeah, queen takes d7. And then I just had to make sure I didn't flag. That was a semi-swindle, Tigers. I wouldn't call it a full swindle. It was a semi-swindle. Thank you, Neptune. I love you too. All right, let's get in there again. I'm at 24-29 after that game. John, are you teaching chess online or what? That's my day job, yes. I am a chess teacher. I've been teaching online for about 5 years now. Thank you for staying up to watch this, Andreas. Glad to hear that, even though it's 2:30 in the morning your time. Sion, yes. I do have a favorite opening. And I'll give you a hint. It starts with an S. Hishan, I'm not taking opponents this stream. I'm just playing in the 3-minute pool. But There will be a dedicated subscriber stream or viewer stream at some stage. I promise you guys. Okay, Miguelho. Let's play b3. I always like the Larson. It's a fun opening to play. And he's just going to copy me, it seems. Okay. Let's double fiend, Keto. He might even take on f3. He doesn't. Okay, so we could get to some legitimate setups out of this. Knight c3. Okay, I'll play d4. And then take with the queen. Not sure about the dark square bishop being fiend ketoed in this type of setup, but it's intriguing nonetheless. Okay, what about bishop a3? I guess he just plays his knight to c5. Let's do this. So this is an idea you can often use to try to pressure the pawn on d6. So I'll be trying to get a knight to e4 to attack this pawn after the trade of those light square bishops. Thanks, Kyle. He says, cheers from Brazil. Okay, so let's do... which knight? Let's do this knight. Thing is, I'm not sure I can take that pawn. If he plays a rook to d8, then knight takes d6 would be risky because this knight could move and he'll be piling up on that piece, that pinned piece. So if he plays a move like rook d8, I'll probably play rook d2 and try to get my other rook involved. And yes, he does play that. Also a4, a5 crosses my mind, but let's do this right now. You could play knight c5 looking for swaps. It's a good move. I think I should withdraw my king. Yeah, let's do this. Otherwise, when he puts his queen on b7 or c6, I'm walking straight into a pin, so I should probably not afford him that luxury of pinning me. John, do you plan on joining Eric and becoming a blunderbra? Well, based on this second game that I played, I probably am a blunderbra. That was not nice. So, yeah, I'd say I'm a blunderbra. Okay, rook d8. Yeah, there's a lot of tension on the file. I don't really want to trade, but it's looking that way, that there's going to be mass swaps coming up. b4. Doesn't look good. I think I'm just going to play kind of a safe move, queen e3. So much tension in the center and down the d file in particular. Okay, no, I can't do that. Okay. Knight takes c5 is not going to lead to anything, I don't think. But we'll try it. If he takes back with the d-pawn, at least I can play knight to a4 and create some pressure on b6/c5. May not be much, but maybe we can work with it. Now I think we do have a threat of trading everything on d7, maybe even taking on f6 and trying to get after the b6 pawn at the end of this. So swap, swap, swap. Not exciting, I know. He can play b5 if he wants. Let's play queen f4. This doesn't create a threat, but we're inching closer. Plays his bishop back. Let's go here. Useful move, I think. We'll keep going. There's a chance this pawn becomes weak in the endgame, but I'm hoping that doesn't come to pass. Okay, let's do this, and then take with the queen. Should he capture? Nope, he wants to keep the tension. Okay, let's look for a trade here. Okay, well, at least now in the endgame, I can get an outside pass pawn, so let's do that. I can maybe point to this A pawn as being something I have that he does not. Am I going to win this? I think I'm going to win this pawn outright. I like it. Okay. Let's try to advance a little bit. We're going to bring our king up next. Probably play g5 if he gets too far afield. Yeah, now we play g5. I think we can just let him take our knight. His knight is so far away from being able to help. Like, how does he deal with this? Yeah, he resigned. Okay, so at the very end, I was trying to bait his king from getting further away from the king side. And then we prepared this pawn break, g5. And after the trades, yeah, the g7 pawn just falls by the wayside. He captures the knight, but it doesn't even matter. Take, and we're home free. h7, h8, queen. So even in symmetric positions, you can sometimes, like, squeeze out an advantage. Like, you know, drawing water from a stone is always the analogy that's used. And I think he was doing fine if he would have avoided c takes b5, so not allow me to play this capture and then a4, because outside passed pawns in the endgame are incredibly valuable. Like, now he's got to go pretty far away to stop this particular pawn. So if he had just, let's say, traded on c4 a move prior, I think his position would have been fine. I think I should have played, if I'm going to go for this line, I probably should have played c takes b5, a takes b5, and then queen e4. But I was worried he would try to keep the queens on. So I traded the queens first, but yes, he could have inserted the capture on c4 then. Thank you, Michelle. Much appreciated. I don't know what my blood type is, actually, Rasmus. I think I might have known at some point, but I should probably know that, but I don't. Hisham says, you could take the b6 pawn with your knight and take the knight with your queen. Why didn't you go for it? Take the b6 pawn with your knight and take the knight with your queen. Oh, I think you mean when my queen was on the d file. So in other words, right here? Problem is, if I play knight takes b6, he has knight takes b6 back. He doesn't have to take with his queen. And note that the bishop is covering d8, so there's no back rank checkmate or anything. Bucko, I was in Dallas in November. So I didn't visit UTD, which is the University of Texas at Dallas. That's where I went to school, to college. But I get back there every few years or so. John, have you considered playing a series of games with other chess YouTube streamers? Yes, I have done that before. If you search dual commentary on my channel, you'll find me playing against guys like Niklas Huschenbett, Christoph Selecki, Jan Gustafsson, Danny Wrench, Greg Shahadi. And I might be playing a dual commentary coming up very shortly. So stay tuned. Against a different streamer, by the way, not someone I've played before. Oh, Kian. Okay. Sorry, I was saying Cian. That makes sense if you're Irish. Kian. What do you think of the saying, the things you used to own end up owning you? I don't know about that one. I guess there's some truth to it. John, when are you and Eric doing a dual commentary? I know I've asked this many times, but I've never gotten an answer. I don't know. We haven't talked about it, Eric and I. He's currently doing some commentary work for the Grand Chess Tour. So we haven't figured anything out yet. Thanks, Ron. Yes, the Streamers Challenge as well. The Chess.com Streamers Challenge, for instance. Kevin mentioned that was where many streamers were playing and dual commentating their games. So I ended up playing guys like Simon Williams and some other people. Only in single games, not matches, but I have played Nakamura, Stephen G. I played him once in the US Chess League several years ago and a few times online, I think. Not on my channel. I have not been able to catch Nakamura on and challenge him, although I haven't been trying very hard, to be honest. I haven't tried to corner him or something for a game. But I'd say from 2004 to 2010, I probably played him a handful of times online. Didn't do very well, as you might expect. I think I have beaten him before, though, in Bullet. I do not watch Game of Thrones. I don't. I know that's sacrilegious for many people out there. Because my thing is, I'm afraid that if I watch one episode, I'm going to watch the entire series. Those things are so binge-worthy, if you will. They suck you in so easily that I know I would just watch the entire series and my productivity would be killed for a week or two. And you might argue it's worth it, but I've got stuff to do, so I have to be very careful what I spend my time on. Okay, let's play another game. This will probably be my last game, guys, and then I might spend a couple minutes talking. And I do have to run after that. John, do you think chess players have more developed skills such as memory and logical thinking? I don't know. Could be a chicken and the egg problem, right? Like, are people who play chess naturally more gifted with logical thinking? Do they have better critical thinking skills? I would say by and large, no. I haven't really noticed that. You can have a great chess memory and a pretty average memory, or even a poor memory for things other than chess. Immediately start watching it, John. I've never looked back, says Oren. Sorry, Tony. I know that hurts you to your core. Congratulations, Tony. Tony is a Cleveland native, so congratulations to you and the Cavs. Has it been crazy in your city? Has there been any rioting or anything like that? I saw some fans like stole a, what was it? Stole a fire truck or something? Maybe stole is a strong term, but I saw some fans on top of a fire truck and they were not supposed to be there. Okay, Asa Gladiator will be our last opponent. I think this is Asa Hoffman, a legendary player. Let's play, I can't resist it. I'm going to try to get a Jinji Indian if I can. But he's going to spoil it. Okay. He played e4 already, so we can't get into a Jinji Indian. It's like an addiction. It's not a good opening, but I can't resist playing it oftentimes. Okay, so let's do this. And then we're going to do knight d7, followed by knight f6. I had a game against M. Mario, this guy, in a 1-minute game a couple videos ago. He played bishop takes f7 here, which does not work out at all. Bishop takes f7, king takes f7, knight g5. Okay, and this opponent plays knight g5 straight away. I think I should just castle. Yeah, let's do that. There is pressure against f7, but it's not significant enough to bring down my position or anything. Maybe knight d5. Let's do that. So just block this light square bishop. He could try to attack me with h4 or something. I'm going to play... this would drop a pawn if I played that. He wants to go c4. That's his plan. You know what? I'm going to let him take a pawn if he wants, and just try to take the initiative if he does. Okay, let's do this now. So he could have won a pawn with bishop takes b5 followed by queen takes b5, but he abstained. Now let's go h5. He's playing this in very interesting fashion. He's delaying any decision with his king. He might even go queenside. I would not be surprised to see him castle queenside and try to attack me. My setup looks downright ugly, I'm not going to lie. But it's not that bad. I've seen worse. Okay, so if I take pawn takes, I don't know about that. Kind of have to take, though. Take, pawn takes, bishop f5. He can play e6. That's the move I don't like. Yeah, Let's go queen here. Then I'm inviting some sack on f7 maybe, but okay, let's try it. I'm down on time, almost a minute, 45 seconds. Plays f4, just propping up his piece. Okay, now we're going to go here and try to stop the g4 advance. This I don't mind so much. I'm content with this. Okay, let's do this and gain a tempo. If he takes, I'll get my knight in. I'll attack the d4 pawn. Not bad. He's got some weaknesses, no doubt. Let's take this one. He's probably just going to castle. Yeah, let's do bishop back. Maybe I can land a knight on c3 in the future. But I probably should be thinking more short-term than long-term right here. This looks exceedingly dangerous for him to do this. He's opening up his own queenside. Yeah, I don't know if he can really stand to do this. Let's play this. If he takes on f8, I play bishop takes b2, and he's going to get killed. Okay, so now I've got my other rook coming in. Next move. Let's do this. Maybe queen c4 coming up. Suddenly my position is coordinated nicely. Yeah, let's do this. So attacking a4, also queen a2 is an idea. He can play knight takes e6, but it doesn't get him anywhere. There's not enough decisive stuff being landed there. Queen takes a3 is not a threat. His rook is guarding, but soon there may be issues like that. I think I can just double up my rooks, like maybe play, let's say rook b6, reinforcing the e6 pawn, and then play the other rook to b8. Yeah, with these pawns in the center, white has difficulty getting through. Okay, he's repositioning the knight. Maybe this move. This is interesting. So threatening queen takes a3. Still threatening queen takes a3. He can play king c1 and try to run. He will. Let's back this off now. I think he's going to try to sink the knight into e5, but it's still not looking great for him. Let's go here. Queen a2, still pinning him. Let's give a check. Just going to play a5. Now ahead on time. I probably didn't play that the best. I think there would have been something better there. But it's not too bad. He wants to trade all of a sudden, but I don't really want to trade. I feel like my position is good. Let's do this. Go after that pawn. Let's bring this up. Up too many pawns now. Just make way for this to come. Okay, so we win that game. We had to navigate some rocky shores in the opening because I feel like when he played knight e5, I was under some pressure. And knight takes e5 is the obvious move here, but after knight takes e5, d takes e5, he's got e6 coming, and he looks to be in good position just to play his dark square bishop out and castle queenside. So I preferred queen c7. And when he played f4, I like the fact that I now control the g4 square. He can't dispute g4 with the pawn because he's pushed his h and his f pawns up to the 4th rank. So it's hard for him to get this pawn break in g4 that he would really like to achieve. Yeah, and my piece activity was enormous after this, and I won the d4 pawn. The knight on g4 is just rocking. We've got play down the c file. The rooks come to b8, c8. Nice and tidy. Yeah, it's a nice position. I probably have some knockout here that I just didn't find. I was down on time, so I was trying to play a little faster. Hey, guitar player Bray. Good to see you. Jackson Colbert Nation says, John on move 30 was queen a2 winning. Move 30. Let's find out. So right after he played f takes e5. Queen a2 might be good. I straight up missed that after bishop check he can play king b1. I thought he had to play king d1, and then I was going to play queen a2. So yes, perhaps queen a2 was better there. Really feels like there must be a killing blow somewhere right around here. I've got every piece primed for the attack. Pressure on b2, pressure on c2. Let's just take a peek at the engine. Likes what I did. Queen c4, king b1, take the pawn. Play an interference move. It says bishop c3 is a little stronger. Maybe I didn't play it so bad, but it just felt like my... Yeah, play the bishop back to g7. It felt like I was limiting myself and I could have won even more material or mated him or something. Okay, I'll take it. John, play the Scotch Gambit, please, in one game. Shri, were you the one who was suggesting it last stream? Because I played it. You can go back and watch this video. I'm going to archive it in just a minute when I kill the stream. You can go back and watch it. Let's just say that it did not produce a positive result for me playing the Scotch Gambit. Hey, Tyler. How's it going? Shout out to you, my friend. Sente says, John, what do you think about Jerry Chess Network? Yeah, Jerry's fine. Makes good videos. I wish he would engage with more streamers and the chess community more often. But that's his choice if he doesn't want to, which kind of seems like he's just content to do his thing. So I have nothing but positive things to say about the guy. He seems like a nice guy. What would you have done if he sacks the knight at f7 and then moves the other knight to g5? So that was probably in the opening. Yeah, right here. So knight takes f7. I don't think that would work out too well for him because the two knights are powerful. Those are some of his best minor pieces. He could consider it. Knight takes g6 is a move the computer's looking at. Knight takes g6, f takes g6, queen e6, check, king h8, queen takes g6. That would have been a nasty surprise. Let me just go to that moment for a second. So I wasn't so much as fearful of knight takes f7, like this permutation of a sacrifice, because even though material-wise this works out the same, normally you prefer to be the side getting the two pieces. So I like the fact that I get his two very active knights on the 5th rank, and I had to give up a pawn and a rook, but even though my king is a little open, it's fine. You can see the computer even thinks black's a little bit better. So generally that trade is going to be good for the side obtaining the two minor pieces. Not always, but generally. So if he would have played that knight takes g6 move, though, then that would have taken me off guard, because the idea is this: check, king h8, and then take here, threatening queen h7 mate. I can cover that with this, and I also cover h5, thankfully. And we've got a messy position. White has two pawns for the piece. I'm not getting mated, but it's highly unclear. I don't really know what's happening here. I don't see a good way to evict his queen either. I'd have to step carefully. Yeah, Isaac, that's because the engine is running. If I turn it off, I think the computer fan doesn't get as loud. What about 12e5, someone asks. 12e5. Oh, you mean 12 knight e5 instead of h4? Because their pawn e5 is not possible. Yeah, white could play knight e5 here. Also a legitimate option. I obviously missed something based on Guitar Play's comment right now. I'm not sure, Kevin. I'm not a super techie guy. I could look it up, but yeah, I don't know how much RAM my computer has. Hey, Nikki, how's it going? I'll keep that in mind if I want lessons from you. I hope to see you at the Western Invitational Camp, by the way, next month. I'm teaching at this camp in Arizona. It's run by my good friend, Robbie Adamson. He's a FIDE master. He's been running this camp. It's mainly for young players, so most of the campers are under the age of 18, but it's open to everyone. So if you're looking for a strong chess camp, I think the minimum rating, like minimum USCF rating, is right around 1,500 to get in. So if you're a decent-ish rated player, higher rated player even, and you want to go to a summer chess camp, that's a good one to go to. It's in Tucson, Arizona, July, like mid-July. I don't have the exact dates, but Martine, I'll try to play e4 more often. I'm trying to inject some more excitement into my game, especially from the white side, and e4 on move 1 is the way to do that. Okay, guys, I got to run. Thank you guys for joining in on the stream. Short notice, very much appreciated. Hope you guys enjoyed that. What were my statistics in this, just out of curiosity? So I played 5 games, and I was 4-1. So we had that disastrous game against Leon 28, but otherwise we played some reasonable chess. think on the whole, I probably broke about even in rating. So not bad. Anyways, I will be back again soon with more streams and videos. Thanks again, guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye.